Because when you think how some of these episodes kind of feel a little slow and, I don't want to say boring, but there's not a lot going on. Now imagine if they hadn't have reunited Grogu and Luke, or Grogu and Mando, and they didn't show Grogu and Luke in Boba. They waited for this season. So on these episodes where they're kind of slow, they can then cut to Grogu and Mando doing something and having those conversations and those training moments over there. And it would help alleviate the stress. Since everybody loved those episodes in Book of Boba, they just didn't fit in that story overall, where it would have fit in Mando Season 3. But for some reason, they wanted to bring them back already, and now they've completely butchered this season, because they really don't know what they want to do. That's why I get so annoyed, because there was still a perfectly good move they could have made, but some fucking higher up, somewhere up there, were like, you know what's a good idea? We want them back. And they just completely fucked up the writing. Fuck, I hate whoever did that. They are so fucking dumb. Because it's not like we weren't going to see Grogu, we would just be seeing them alongside. Oh, I clicked the droidic up by accident, it went too far, go back. To me, it's obvious that was the plan, and after the success of Season 2 and Grogu and Mando success personally, the higher-ups couldn't keep their grubby little fingers off of it. They had to step in. And to me, they just fucked up the writing. And it's just one decision, but that decision leads to many rewritings of many different things. Now, Book of Boba, which didn't have a lot going for them, that season was kind of rushed. They didn't have enough time to set up Boba's story, and now you take an episode or two out to do it with Mando, which had no business having his own episode in that show. Even though those episodes were great, that should have been in Mando Season 3. It should not have been in Book of Boba. So you fucked up Book of Boba kind of with those moves. Now you had to rewrite some of the scenes from this season because he wasn't supposed to be with Mando here, and that's also fucking up the writing here. And it's one move, one little thing can fuck up so much. It's kind of like the old saying, like, you shouldn't lie because one lie will just lead to another lie, and you got to keep lying. It's the same here. One bad move is going to lead to more bad moves, and it's better off not making the first bad move if you can avoid it, which they could have. That's what annoys me. I think it was pretty easily avoidable, actually, but they just... And again, I don't want to just blame Kathleen Kennedy like everybody. It's Disney higher-ups in general. But she is one of them, so... Like, they could have done so much better for this season, I think. And still been setting up Thrawn. I feel like the only real exciting thing this season is going to be him being set up to be the main bad guy. And as much as I love Thrawn and I want him to be set up, that's the main thing I'm looking forward to going into. They didn't need to sacrifice on the rest of the story to do that. They could have still had it be awesome and still set up Thrawn, but they really wanted to bring Grogu back for whatever reason. And honestly, it's not going over well. This season is by far the worst rated so far, so it's like they didn't really win in that regard, I don't think. Hopefully they realize that and fix their mistakes, but I don't think they will. We said that about after the sequels, and they tried for a second. They let Mando do good on the first two seasons, but they couldn't resist the goodness. They're like, ooh, I want to put my foot in the door and start talking, and they ultimately did, and it just fucked it up again. It's like, learn from your mistakes and stop making mistakes, bro. But they just keep fucking doing it. You said Iden, right? I hope I picked right. That's what annoys me, because I love Grogu and I love Mando, but I don't feel like they needed to do this shit. They could have had it be just fine. All those characters would still be in this season, and the writing would have been better. They couldn't resist the urge to be a dumbass higher up and put their 2 cents in when they should have just, hey man, these 2 seasons did good. They made stories and characters that we loved. We're making money. And they just couldn't resist the urge to be like, you know what, we need to keep Grogu. Like, dude, he's fucking fine, bro. You're making money. I still feel like the main thing they need to do, if I magically took over and was head higher up of Disney, I'd be like, okay, Filoni, look, I'm going to give you a chance here. I want you to make this, and now I want you to make me money, but I'm going to let you make me fucking money. And if you fucking fail and make some bad shit, I'm going to fire your ass. But I'm also not going to put my 2 cents in and start fucking you up, so... Make some good Star Wars. You know, run it by me first. Let me hear what you're making. Let's see. So I can make sure you're not being an idiot. But even then, I'm not going to put my 2 cents too much or any, if at all, and just let him do his thing. And if he fucks up, get rid of him, find somebody else. It's like a normal job. Like, I think you can do the job. You try him out, and then he doesn't. Okay, I'm going to fire you and get somebody who does. It's the same thing with Filoni. Now, go ahead, try it out, but I'm not going to butt in there. That's where I'm conflicted on some of this Filoni hate, because I don't think this hate for Grogu coming back should be on Filoni or Favreau. They've done good on other things, and this screams some outside intervention to me. But Maybe that'll change as time goes on, but to me right now, it's very obvious that this is just some higher-ups who couldn't keep their mouth shut, which is so unfortunate. Should you watch Mando? I would. You haven't seen any Mando? Yeah, absolutely. The first 2 seasons are amazing. They're really good Star Wars. Season 3 is alright. I have a feeling the next 2 episodes to end the season are going to be amazing. They're going to be setting up some huge shit. So I will watch it, even though this season it's kind of all over the place. Kind of just go into it knowing you're not going to enjoy Season 3 as much, most likely. But and again, another thing I'll say too is I think this season would go over better if we didn't have to wait a week to see an episode. Like between episodes, a week between episodes. Like if you just had them all out, like on Netflix, and could watch them all, I actually think this season would get less hate. I felt the same way about Bad Batch, where when they have some of these filler, or not even filler, just slow episodes. When you build up excitement for a whole week, oh, I can't wait, and then you get the filler and it's kind of boring, and then you gotta wait a week again. So you're waiting 2 weeks to get to something good. And then if they do 2 back-to-back of those episodes, the time starts adding up. Where if you're watching them and you can just go from one episode to another right away, you don't have to worry about that. It's like, oh, that was kind of boring. Well, let's hit the next episode and see. So you can get through that right away. You don't need to. You kind of can avoid a lot of the negative taste and the build-up of like, wow, that's boring. I gotta wait this long to see the next good thing. Like after the first few episodes of Bad Batch, I got bored and I stopped watching. And I wait and let them build up, and then I watched them all at once. And it was much more enjoyable that way, even when they had slow episodes. Those episodes I still think sucked or weren't, my cup of tea, but it was much more easier to digest when it was like, I can immediately go to the next episode. I don't have to wait a week to see some 30-minute episode that's not really that good. I didn't have to do that. Like with shows like Game of Thrones and House of the Dragon, I don't think they need to do that. Because every one of those episodes has so much going on, and there's really not that much filler. But with Star Wars, they like their filler. They like those type of scenes. And I feel like it's just better to wait. If I'm a dude who's not on social media, I would just wait to the end to catch up on all these shows. But when you're already like streaming and even just being on social media, you're gonna see spoilers, and I'd rather not have spoilers, so it's better to just watch it as it comes out. But I feel like if I rewatch this season, I'll like it a little more than I am watching it live. Still won't be that good. The writing's all over the place, but I think it'd be a little more easy to digest if I explained it well.
MTT is in position. Clear the area of clone resistance and prepare for phase 2.
I think Filoni will do a good job, and Favreau, but I'm also not those fanboys who are just gonna praise them no matter what. I'm not afraid to fucking call them out if they fuck up. I just don't feel like the main thing we're talking about right now is their fault. I really don't. To me, it's obvious they had a plan where they wanted to take the story, and somebody who's above them in rank decided we want Grogu, and it just kind of fucked up the writing. I don't think it paid off. I don't think the season's doing that good. I don't hear many people on social media, even with Twitter and how positive those fucking people are on there sometimes. Ridiculously positive. I don't hear them like, I'm so glad Grogu's back. It's like, I still feel like he could have showed him. He just didn't need to be with Mando. There's so many. Shoot off! There's part of me that wants to do a reaction to the next 2 episodes of Mando, but I don't know how to do it. I don't know how to edit that well. I don't have the editing stuff yet. I've been talking about it, I never get it. So maybe I'll just do it and then post it and let it get demonetized and shit, and hopefully it just stays up. Kind of like you get to watch. I won't make any money off of it, but at least you get to see it. I don't know. Maybe just do it as a member-only vid. I don't know. Good practice for a React channel, though, ahead of time. I can't see. I can't see.
Surrender is for the weak, like you.
Yeah, but when you live stream, unfortunately, you don't get that luxury because you have to talk about it. Even if we don't, people are going to talk about it, so it's going to get spoiled. I don't know why my secondary fire wasn't charging up. I've been holding that button a while. It just didn't feel like doing it. Thank God that guy didn't decide to shoot me and just wanted to run by.
No organic soldier should stand in your
That's what I mean. A dude like me who unfortunately speaks their mind too much. I speak my mind too much, but I wouldn't be able to work at Disney. If I was Filoni, I would get in trouble. Like, this is a bad idea, dude. That's not the way we had it written. It's just gonna fuck it up, and they'll be able to tell, just like the sequels. Let's not do that. You wanted to get away from that. That's why you had us do Mando after the sequels, and, you know, it went well. So let me do my job, and then they would just fire me and put someone else in charge. Like, I don't even know that... I haven't been paying attention to the Witcher drama, but with them firing Henry Cavill, I don't know if this is true, so... You know, I'm gonna ask you guys, but... Did they really fire him because he was too into keeping it along the lines of the books? Or the shit, like... the known stuff already, and where they wanted to divert the story away from what we know, or from the Witcher canon, and he was buttoning in and putting his 2 cents in. Like, no, this isn't how it would happen, this isn't right for that character, and they got tired of that and got rid of him. If that's the case, if that's true, I don't know if it is, but if that's true, that also is another example of higher-ups who fucked it. Because by getting rid of Henry Cavill, who everybody fucking loved as Witcher, you just fucked yourself in the ass, and you just ruined your own show, basically. Where you might as well, even if you didn't like it, have just went along with them and you would have made more money in the long run than fucking up your own show. But again, I'm not an expert, so I'm just a guy who plays video games and doesn't even make much money, so... At the end of the day, they know better than me, but to me, that's just a bad idea. Like, I've been loving Witcher so much, but now going into the seasons after this, the last one with Henry, I'm gonna be like, what am I excited for? I'm not gonna be that excited, honestly. I don't hate the actor they're gonna try to replace him with if those rumors are true, but I don't even think they're rumors. I think they actually tweeted it themselves, but that's like, no hate to that actor, but it's just, you shouldn't be recasting Witcher like that. I don't know. Yeah, I'll do that. See that you're missing it, Laura. He would have already been here. Grogu was gonna be in the season, period. But they wanted the dynamic between Mando and Grogu to be together. He was gonna be in this season. If they were smart, he would have been in this season, but with Luke and Grogu, not with Grogu and Mando. So they would have still had the fucking Grogu in the show. Why they had to bring him back and unite him just doesn't make sense. Absolutely horrible move, especially after building up so long to that excellent ending of him leaving. It was so well done. And then they completely fucked it with Book of Boba and bringing it back.
Superior weapons and programming have triumphed. The palace has fallen, as
Like, there's no convincing me the writing for the season's good. It's not. Yeah, I heard that rumor too, where he's going to leave just because he wants to do Superman.